Hey carnivores, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Bella the Steak and Butter Gal. Today's video, I will be reacting to a New York Post article written about me and my carnivore diet. I want to introduce my team first, starting from Raymond, Emily, Amy, Carolina, Lindy, Todd, Michael, then Keith.
First of all, yay, Bella, being on the New York Post. I think that's a huge deal. It's like finally carnivores getting mainstream, and thanks to you. So I want to start with that. But first of all, I want to say I'm a 6-year carnivore. And also I lead the SPG challenge, and I coach a lot of people to get onto the carnivore diet and lifestyle.
I'm Coach Emily Harbo. I'm 52. I am 52. And I help out with the challenge, teaching classes and coaching in our group challenges. I'm a 3-year carnivore. My first year on carnivore, I found the SPG challenge, and it has helped me stay carnivore and encourage people that whole time.
My name's Amy Vandeventer. I'm 16-month carnivore, 65 pounds lost, healed stage 3 kidney disease, and steak and butter gang saved my life.
I'm Carolina. I have been strictly carnivore for just over a year. I started in December of last year with Steak and Butter Gang, and now I moderate for them, and I get to see all the amazing healings that take place when people adopt this way of eating.
I'm Lindy, or Limitless Lindy. I was over 800 pounds. I've lost over 500 pounds now, thanks to SPG Gang at Bella and the team. I'm 52 years old and I'm in Australia.
I've been carnivore 13 months, down about 262 pounds. I'm doing the SPG priming is the next step, and it's amazing.
My name is Michael. I am 53 years old. I am coming from being 700 plus pounds at my heaviest. I've been carnivore now for a little over 6 months. I have lost 168 pounds during that time, with SPG backing me up all the way.
Hi everyone, I'm Keith and I'm from New Zealand. I'm a 9-month carnivore. I've lost 150 plus pounds.
Raymond, why don't you narrate then?
Why not? I'm a high-fat carnivore, and I eat a block of butter and 22 eggs every day. This is a shocking title, right, by itself. Why? Why, I want to ask. Why is that such a big deal? But let's take a look at just a little bit. I want to give a glimpse on the influencer, because I'm like, she's really trying to make a point like this is probably unusual. So I looked at the Brooke Cato. Apparently she's a vegan. So quite an honor, Bella, to have a vegan to write about you. I'll bet in a way she's probably fascinated. When she's not writing, she's continuing her pursuit for the perfect slice of pizza. The only time she'll break her veganism or being funny on the internet. I think it's quite an honor for having a vegan to write about you, because she probably senses that she's needing something else. So I'm all about you because you were a former vegan.
I just am thrilled that carnivore is going mainstream. How could it not? We are getting so much healing. We are getting miracle after miracle. Every Friday in our non-scale victory meetings, we just hear people getting out of their addictions, getting out of their diseases, like being set free. And so to me, it's just like, it makes sense that we can't keep a lid on this, and that the vegans would be very curious, and that mainstream media and press is standing up and taking note to the carnivore lifestyle.
So they explained me as a TikToker, which honestly, I'm barely on TikTok, but I think I have an understanding of why they wrote this article. Is this video that I posted on TikTok randomly, it got 1.2 million views within like the first couple days.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's crazy how it gets traction on TikTok. When you just eat a block of butter, when you just eat like more than 3 eggs in one sitting, people go nuts there.
Did you say it in an exaggerated way? Because I didn't watch that TikTok. So what was so special about that TikTok?
It's basically me walking through my full day of eating, right?
What I eat a day.
Yeah, it was just a what I eat in a day, less than a minute long, me walking through the meals, doing a narration, and that's it.
I love that it says shared her cholesterol heavy daily eating plan. Like, people still don't get that even though in 2015, the FDA said dietary cholesterol does not affect your lipid cholesterol levels, we still have to beat this horse to death.
I want to say, so it's interesting because we know she's a vegan, because it says on the very first sentence, this menu may make your
stomach churn.
Might make your stomach churn. And what about butter and eggs makes your stomach churn. Is it the amount that she's saying that, or just because butter and eggs? So if that's the case, then I understand her veganism. So obviously, as a vegetarian, she would have eggs, but veganism. So she finds it almost impossible, like it's going to hurt her stomach.
If you're new to this lifestyle and you're still not used to eating that much butter or that many eggs, but are looking for a really delicious, convenient, high-fat carnivore option, I highly recommend you check out these awesome carnivore bars. Carnivore bars are basically what I like to call a steak in a bar form. It's literally just grass-fed, grass-finished beef and grass-fed, grass-finished fat. It's all blended up into a delicious bar, has a delicious crunch, lots of beefy flavor, and it's super easy to bring on the go. You can treat it as a carnivore snack or as a delicious carnivore meal replacement if you're traveling, busy, and on the go a lot. If you're interested in checking out these carnivore bars, I'll make sure to link them down below in the description box alongside my discount code.
But I am curious, that brings up a really good question, Bella. So when you first got out of vegan and went straight to carnivore, what was your first meal?
Buttery scrambled eggs.
That's what I thought. I knew it. Yeah. And it was good, right? Bella, you probably like, I couldn't get enough, right?
I felt like I was seeing life from black and white to color in that instant. Yeah. And I say this to a lot of ex-vegans wanting to go carnivore. Start with eggs. You don't have to go right in with meat, with bloody red meat. Start with eggs and butter. Yeah.
I agree completely. That's what we tell in our challenges and our clients, bacon and eggs, just stick with carnivore foods that you love. And I tell them your story, Bella, about how when you were at college and you had egg salad. Your egg salad was made out of eggs and butter and eggs. And we just eat that nonstop. And for beginner carnivores, like this lovely vegan who will maybe come into our fold, that's a great starting spot.
We should go around the room. What was your first meal when you went carnivore, Raymond?
Wow. When I went carnivore, first meal was bacon and eggs.
Everything. I had about 5 different things on my plates, different textures. So it would have been some seafood, some chicken, some beef. I don't think eggs were on there. Bacon for sure, and steak.
My first carnivore meal was a ribeye and some bacon.
Oh,
Ribeye? Really? You were that lucky to do that? That's awesome.
That's because that's like the article, the guy that healed his kidneys, he was eating ribeyes. So that's what
yeah.
Yes.
I'm not sure I remember. I mean, I was a vegetarian for like 5 minutes and just thought it was horrible, because it was just so carb heavy, but it was very trendy for a while. But I've always loved meat. We're Colombian. We eat tons of pork belly and, I have a very easy time traveling there because I can get all the meat I want of any variety. So, and eggs, of course.
Bacon and eggs for me. I actually had lap band surgery. So at the start, I did struggle with eating beef. It was a little bit too dense to go down, but now I'm a lot better. So definitely prioritize beef and lamb. But I don't have as much bacon, but I do love my eggs, buttery eggs.
Sous vide, ribeye, and seared in butter was my first.
What a way to go there. Like, yeah.
I was hooked.
Yeah.
Hamburger patties with scrambled eggs.
Yum. What a great combination.
Hamburgers, fried eggs, and butter.
So it's interesting that they go straight to the research. And what I like is this part. So there is conflicting evidence regarding diet and libido, because Bella said something about that helped her libido. It's nice that she says it's conflicting. Beef is little known bedroom secret, while others argue that consuming too much fatty food, such as red meat, could actually disrupt blood flow, including to the nether region. And there's a link to that article that sends you to another article from a Business Insider.
Oh, it can hurt your sex life. Oh, hell no.
And it's
That's
a
not
Business
true.
Insider. I'm wondering that are they saying that it's going to hurt their bottom line? Is that what they're saying? By if you eat red meat and then you get your libido up, then I'll agree with them. But otherwise than that, I'm like, this is ridiculous what they're saying.
Oh, it's absolutely stupid. One of my biggest problems was extremely low testosterone. My testosterone before I went carnivore was 237 overall testosterone. And I can promise you on carnivore, my nether regions have never been more active So my nether regions are just fine on carnivore. This freaking article is hilarious.
I love that you said that because that was my experience too. So, everybody measures it by testosterone. My testosterone was low, but for me, I like to measure it by my morning wood, which was almost non-existent before.
Now it's a pain in the
Now
ass.
it's just right. It's kind of like, well, it's a pain in my wife's, but anyways, you might want to edit that part out. Anyways,
I was going to say, you guys, I mean, you all know this is actually the hornivore diet.
Carnivore diet. That's right. It works for women and men, right? Emily, what do you think? Let's for the ladies.
Yeah.
We just want to know whether it actually does work for that. So libido.
Oh, my kids might be watching, so I have to refrain.
Oh, okay. Well, refrain. You
Well,
can just say
I'll
yay or
say-
no. It could be a disagreement.
I'll say it
Yeah.
totally works for your libido as a woman, not only because you're healed and your hormones are balancing when you don't eat any plant material, but after your hormones are balanced and you've been losing weight and feeling mentally and emotionally good, then that also helps your libido as a woman. So it helps a woman's libido from many different angles. You feel sexy again and you don't feel angry.
There's also just having happy female hormones. And I didn't have a cycle, had no period when I first started carnivore. But of course, I was coming from a vegan background. But I gained back my cycle within just 2 to 3 months of eating as much as I wanted. So that says so much about healthy hormone healing. And shout out to one of our team members, Richelle, who can't be here. She just gave birth to a carnivore baby. She made a carnivore baby.
Yes, which she could not before have a baby. So all of a sudden she got into carnivore and was able to shortly, didn't even take that long.
Speaking of being on the news, something that keeps popping up on all of my feeds is Armra colostrum. I've just been hearing so many rave reviews that say this colostrum can boost everything from skin to immunity, improved gut microbiome. For those of you who don't know what colostrum is and why it's so amazing, it's basically the rarest, most nutritious dairy available on the planet. There are over 400 bioactive, natural occurring nutrients such as peptides, antibodies, antioxidants that promote pristine immune health. You just take 3 to 4 spoonfuls per day, just mix it with a cold or room temp drink of your choice and enjoy. It has a very pure, milky flavor, so some carnivores might even enjoy it as a little carnivore dessert. You can all receive 15% off your first order by going to tryarmra.com/SBGAL. And you can also use my discount code SBGAL at checkout. I've also linked them down below.
Okay, now let's just go through the hate comments. Yay.
Yeah.
This is the top comment with the most likes, and
Okay.
it seems like it's actually a positive one from Stan. Stan said, he says, I see a few negative comments about the diet she chose, which is what I also follow. There are videos out there by Dr. Barry. Yes, we love Dr. Barry on the keto carnivore diet. It might not hurt for some of you to watch those, might just extend your life. True.
Oh, isn't that a nice
true.
way to say y'all are full of you know what? I love that. So thank you, Stan. It might not hurt you just to watch some of this. We're only going to give you more life in your days and probably more life as well when you get the junk out. You get all that processed food and your food addiction, get your sugar addiction under control. I love this comment and I agree with Stan. It's not going to hurt you to watch some, join a community and extend your life.
I love that comment for the biggest thing that he's like, it's doctor approved. Talked about Dr. Ken Berry. There are videos out there. And that's kind of like, hey, if you're only going to believe doctors, which that's what she listed on some of them, take a look at Dr. Ken Berry.
Which, by the way, we have doctors every single month as our resident experts.
Yes, we do.
So if you're wanting specific answers to questions, we feature doctors all the time and get such great feedback from them.
I like what Simply the Truth said, besides the devastating disease part, which is not true. But yes, it is used by people who are undisciplined to lose weight, because discipline doesn't make you lose weight. Discipline doesn't work.
Right. Absolutely.
Food and nourishing your body and eating a diet that puts a lot of muscle on and takes a lot of body fat off. That's what works, and not having food cravings or sugar cravings because of what you're eating. And that's what the carnivore diet does.
Because it's not difficult. Once you're fully nourished and you eat the food that makes us feel our best, like you don't need the discipline. There's no white knuckling. That's such a good point, Amy.
Wait, what's the devastating diseases? I mean, what devastating diseases we're talking about?
Yeah.
I don't
Wait.
know, maybe kidney issues, maybe curing stage 3 kidney issues, which was Amy did. To me, if that's
Right.
devastating, I mean, that's on the opposite end of what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
everything we hear about on carnivore, it actually, I guess it devastates the disease. Yes,
Well,
I'll agree with that.
this thing is devastating to the big pharma wallets, I think is what they're talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh,
That's
we
it.
found
That I'll
somebody
go
that's
with that.
devastated.
Yes.
Mhm.
I've tried so many diets. I mean, veganism, and I could list them off, and none of them work for me. Carnivore has given me the off switch that I never had before. I don't have cravings anymore. It just cleared my head. I can now see the world in different eyes. It's healing, not only just physically, but mentally, spiritually, the whole lot. My life is so much more simplistic, and I'm excited to be part of life again. So carnivore works.
Off switch to bad foods, on switch to living.
Yes.
Carnivore diet does not lead to devastating disease. It actually does the opposite. It heals devastating diseases. And I think Dr.
Absolutely.
Baker has a whole website of success stories. I don't think there's a single disease that has not been reversed, cured, healed on that
Agreed.
website. You can just filter it and see these success stories.
Yep.
I'll link it down below. So let's react to this one from Common Sense Dude. He says, she looks pretty young, probably won't be doing this for long. Don't see any long-term or older individuals doing this because their doctor will probably tell them during annual physicals that they're going to die early if they keep this up. I get this every single day. Oh, she's young. She's in her 20s. She can get away with it now. Let's check on her in a couple of years. She's going to drop dead.
When I did the annual physical and I told them what I ate, that was the thing they said to me, that I'm going to die. So that part he's right on. My blood
So
work
did
didn't
my
show
kidney
it.
doctor.
And there you go. See, so that is true. The doctors will tell you that you're going to die if you keep eating this way.
I said I was going to die eating all the stuff that I was eating before. This is actually making me want to live again and giving me my life back. I haven't felt this good in 30 years.
I was 715 pounds. I had congestive heart failure. I had scarred up lungs from COVID. I had to be on 6 liters of oxygen, and I was in the hospital getting fluid pumped out of me for 11 days. And the entire time I was there, they just told me all the bad news and all the medicine I needed to take, but they didn't talk to me about diet. I went carnivore, and 6 months later, I was down 215 pounds, and I had a cardiologist appointment over the phone. And that was the first time they talked to me about diet, was when I told them I was carnivore and that I was off the oxygen and that my, everything was so much better. I was mobile again, and I'd lost 215 pounds. And that was the first time my doctor said, I'm worried about your diet. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. So I don't give a damn what
Yes.
these bought and paid for, drug slingers. They're just drug dealers want to tell us. Yes, there's a lot of good doctors out there that bought into the same standard American diet, frickin', horse crap that we all did. But the fact of the matter is, they are trained and programmed to push these drugs and to question these stupid narratives that don't exist. They're just built there as a money-making system. And if any of that bull crap worked, why is the entire population of the world getting sicker and sicker? 73% of the world's population is either morbidly obese or obese and or has some sort of debilitating disease. We're not getting healthier by this information, by listening to the experts. So what in the hell are these people even talking about? Why would you listen to them? I don't even get it.
Right.
Todd, you were literally knocking on death's door there.
Yes.
And got to the point where you're not even looking at the door anymore. And they're like telling you, hey, I'm worried about you having gone through that door.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, this guy's name was Common Sense Dude or whatever, right? And
Yes.
And I'm sitting here going, common sense is that anybody that was honest about what was going on standing right in front of them would want to know why it worked. He didn't ask what I was doing. You know, he didn't dive in deeper saying, oh, this is a miracle. I could use this. He didn't say any of that. He goes, "Oof,
You should have.
we got to stop this. We got to put
Right.
put an end to you getting all healthy without drugs. That's a bad thing, man. We can't have that."
Carnivore for so many people is the way out of obesity. And y'all are showing us that. I'm showing us that. All of us in this room, I think except for Bella, have been obese, and some of us to different extents. And so just living free from obesity is just a game changer. My doctors are around my age. And so they're actually looking at carnivore, Whole30, whole foods themselves. We can tell when the PA in our practice goes on carnivore because he gets so cut and lean and his muscles pop out. It's like, oh, Jason's doing carnivore again. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
She must be pretty wealthy to afford 22 eggs a day, all that butter and meat. It's actually cheaper than a vegan diet, by the way.
Eggs are very affordable. I mean, they've gotten more expensive. I agree with that.
My carton of eggs is $8.
I can get them at Aldi for like $1.39 a dozen.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wow, I didn't know that. Well, there you
There's
go.
nothing more
That's the
affordable than
win.
that.
$1.39 a dozen.
No, and I hate to tell people, but you can actually buy chickens and then they just come out of their butt every day.
I know, right? That's cool.
All the money you save
That's
by
great.
not buying all the other junk that you used to buy before, you can buy better quality meats. and all.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Wait. Hang on. Just to let you know. So, I don't know how much you guys do Starbucks or whatever, but let me tell you, for that morning Starbucks, just a black coffee will cost you like $6, right?
Yep.
$6. Okay. So now that's without food. That's without food. Okay.
Mhm.
The drink.
So let's say you added a food and all that kind of stuff. So let's say you spend $12 there, and then you spend another $12 for lunch, which is actually hard to do. It's probably more like $16, and then dinner time is probably gonna cost you about $20. If you ate carnivore food and you ate at home, you're way below that. Now, if we even talk like what Todd, I want to hear that, because you were talking about the prescription meds you had to take after your eating
Oh, yeah.
party, right? And how much that cost.
Oh, yeah, it was stupid. So, first of all, I didn't make any energy unless I was having carbs. So, I lived on Starbucks coffees, Red Bulls, and Copenhagen. So, I mean, to start my day every day, I was spending, $30 on nicotine and caffeine and energy drinks every day. Well, I would just drink that a day.
Yeah.
And then, another $20, $30 worth of food during the day. And then the medication, well, yeah, that was like, $900 a month to $1,300 a month, depending on if I was going to take the depression and anxiety, pills or not. And yeah, I mean, it was out of control. Now I don't even take Advil or Tums or Pepto-Bismol. My toilet paper lasts about 6 times as long.
Oh yeah, toilet paper. I
You're
forgot.
saving money
Yeah.
on toilet paper.
Toilet
I'm
paper.
serious.
Right.
It's like the craziest thing. And I always drank. I was always going to the coffee shops or the convenience stores for drinks. Now I just buy these at Costco, the mineral waters, but this is literally the only money I spend on anything to drink is some mineral water that's super cheap. And the
Yeah.
eggs, there's nothing cheaper than eggs. I don't even know what people are talking about. Those are the
I know.
cheapest things on the planet. It's crazy.
Yep. And it's funny you mentioned the toilet paper, because I remembered when COVID happened, I was like, I don't care. We got toilet paper. We got enough to last us a year, as long as I'm, carnivore. I'm not using it like I used to. Before,
Yeah.
I used to remember I always emptied out a roll like every 3 days or so, because I went so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know just on food alone, food and drinks and stuff, I save $1,200 a month, and that's without the medication and stuff I used to take.
She's lying. She's a Chinese spy encouraging Americans to kill themselves by eating unhealthy. She needs to be canceled and returned to China.
immediately.
Well, you're doing a poor
That's
job,
what-
Bella. Because
New York Post
we're all
reader.
living
I love
here,
that.
yeah.
I know.
Wow.
That's true. Eating. I know.
Thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you all found this reaction video with my carnivore friends to be entertaining. I hope you guys all show some support to all of the carnivore friends that I invited on. All of their socials, their accounts are linked down below in the description box. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. SPG out.